Good morning once again, and thank you for keeping it right here on Sunrise at Sea. I know it's a chilly Thursday morning, but feel free to get yourself your favorite cup of beverage, or you can get yourself a beautiful warm cardigan. Also, by the way, I sell cardigans, so you can hit me up in my Twitter. That is Shivered Auma 90, and I'll let you know where you can actually get a beautiful sweater for this terrible weather. Well, joining me this morning are the ladies. I'm sure that you have seen in the different sections that we had this morning. I have Agi Uwase, I have Sarah Apollo, as well as Priva Elibas. Good morning, ladies. I know it's a chilly Thursday morning, but what better way to start a Thursday than to discuss some house etiquette or visiting etiquette, as very many people would put it. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, when it comes to house guest etiquette, you would think that some of the most basic rules would go without saying, wouldn't you? Well, in the ideal world, this would actually be the case. However, except that we do not live in an ideal world. Well, we live in a world where many things that should be no-brainers are for some reason actually not. And we posted on our CTV Twitter platform and we said, visiting etiquette. What are some of the do's and don'ts of a visitor? What is your role as a host? Share your experience with some annoying visitors. So you can actually be a part of this conversation by heading out to our Twitter platform, that is at CTV Uganda, and leave your comment down below, and we shall be able to get into that. But before I get to understand what the ladies have to say in regard to this particular conversation, I have a video that I would like us to take a look at. Please watch. So have you ever experienced a time where you host people and the next thing they are doing, they're in your bedroom, they're spraying your perfume as though they bought it, they are cooking all the kalito matoke, everything that you literally have at home in this economy? So my first question would go to the ladies, and I would ask, please share some of those annoying things you have experienced as a host. Have you ever hosted a party? Have you ever hosted a sleepover, a girls' night out? What are some of those annoying things that you just cannot cope up with when visitors come?
Okay, for me, just in relation to what I think I talked about, like on Tuesday, I have some kind of OCD. So like, I want my things a particular way. I'll tell you that sometimes you host someone, you find the tissue is here, the next time you find it on top of, you know, I don't know, the door. Like, you find people are disorganizing things. So for me, honestly, the only thing that I've encountered, the only problem with my visitors or the people who come to see me, is just that.
Okay. Okay, how about you, Priva?
Well, I think for me, I have a big problem with people entering my house with their shoes. Like, it bothers me so much, especially if I have to have like mopped. Like, that's like a bad visit. That's the way to start the visit, like on the wrong foot. Yeah, I also don't like people asking for so many things. I know it's okay for you to ask for something, but then don't go overboard. Yeah, you get into the house, you're like, oh, I don't step down, I need some stockings, I need some slippers, the floor is too wet. You know, like, you start complaining just from the get-go. Yeah, I don't like people who do that. And also, I cannot settle for people who make comments as soon as they enter the house. Oh, where did you get this? Oh, I think I have a better thing like this. Where did you buy your chairs?
All of a sudden, it's a competition.
All of a sudden, they're comparing and, you know, contrasting what's in your house and their house. So for me, those are my, visiting etiquette deal breakers, if I should say. Yeah, I would never entertain a person who does that.
Okay.
For me, my biggest pet peeve with visitors is taking my stuff. I hate
like, they come to visit and they go with your thing?
Yeah, you come to visit and you're like, oh wow, that's a nice blazer. Can I take it? Can I borrow? Or sometimes they pick your jewelry. There's the habit of wearing my perfume. Don't do that. I feel it's very disrespectful. For me, I absolutely hate that, and I no longer host people at my house. Yeah.
Well, my deal break, I think for me, mine is when I host people and the first thing they ask for is the Wi-Fi password. Guys, come on. You've come to visit me. Why are you asking for the Wi-Fi password? You should have stayed at your home and watched your Netflix and chilled with yourself. Why are you asking for the Wi-Fi password? But there's something I want to get into. As we are looking at the side of guests, let's also take a time to look also at the side of hosts. How about hosts who invite you to visit them and tell you, okay, please do come with some food, or come with some wine as you come, or please do come with soda, but you've invited me, you're a host, and you're asking me to come along with something. How does that go down with you?
For me, I don't have a problem with that. Say, for instance, if you're inviting me to your house, like, Sarah, come for lunch, and then say, come with juice, come with water, or come with something, come with pastries for dessert, or whatever the case may be. I have no problem with that. I have a problem when you call me and then make me drop everything that I have to do to come and see you, and then you're like, okay, now you send me a shopping list. I get to your house and you have nothing. So you're basically just using me to bring you food or toiletries or whatever the case may be. That I have a problem with, and that's why I also don't visit people anymore. You want to see me? You want to see me? We shall meet in the restaurant, yes, in a public place. Don't make me come to see you and then now I'm restocking your house. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. And then other people who you visit and then they have the audacity to not even offer you a glass of water. I have been invited this one time, and this... Even when I think about it, I'm just getting annoyed all over again. You invite me, and then he had the audacity, the nerve to serve himself food and eat it in front of me, and nothing, didn't offer me anything, nothing, I tell you.
What in the actual world was that?
Oh my God. Maybe the food was poisoned.
I'm even annoyed.
Really?
I don't want to talk about it anymore. Let's move on. I'm so annoyed. You don't
serve
do that.
Food and, you know,
rude.
eat in front of your guests. That's like outrageous, if I should put it that way.
It's just
but,
rude.
I feel like if you're going to be a host entirely, yeah? Also, asking people to bring a bottle of wine or anything like that is wrong, because, I mean, let's say you have a party, yes, and you're inviting people, and I'm inviting all you girls, and maybe let's say one of us is not like in a proper financial situation, and I would love to be there. Maybe I can afford transport to bring myself and, you know, come to your place, but then you're asking me on top of that to bring a bottle of wine. So that means I have to get another extra 100,000 on top of my transport money to make sure that I don't look bad, or, you know, I'm a proper visitor to you. But at the end of the day, it's not making sense. It's not making sense. You're putting pressure on someone else to come and help you execute what you want to execute at your home. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe the aspect of a gift. Maybe the aspect of a gift should come from the guests.
Yes.
Or like if you invited me and then say, oh, let me carry Priva maybe a bouquet of flowers. Let me carry her maybe a bottle or a box of Splash. Like, it should come from
me, and normally when I'm expecting people, when I'm inviting people, or if I'm going to visit someone, I normally ask, like, oh, do you want me to bring anything? So that, you know, you set the record straight right there and then. If it is bringing a bottle of wine, if I'm not in position to buy that 100,000 JP, then you will have to accept that, yes, Priva doesn't have your 100,000 to bring you JP just to visit you. So I think giving gifts should, expecting something from your visitor should be out of their goodwill. Yes? Okay. Otherwise, you're going to get disappointed. That's why people don't turn up for your birthdays.
Well, for me, I don't think, I actually, not that I don't think, I have no problem, you know, with someone telling me carry something. I think I also, there shouldn't be a problem with me asking a friend to carry something. However, I think it differs. If, let's say, the visitor that's coming is my mother, is, you know, my relatives, those elderly people, you cannot tell them to carry something. If they can carry something, they'll carry it. If they cannot carry it, it's okay. They'll come and eat all the food and drink all the wine and everything and go back home. But when it's like friendship, you know, acquaintances or what, you're like, oh, by the way, I need to come and see you. We should have some good time, catch up and all that. Yeah, could you carry a bottle of wine? You know, I don't have money at the moment. You know, I would love us to have some wine, but I don't have money at the moment. Could you carry a bottle of wine? That should be fine. No, that's what I think.
I think it has to be a 50-50. If you're saying you bring the drinks
and
I'm going to do
something,
I'm serving. Exactly. Come for lunch. Say for instance, Aggie, come for lunch to my house. I'm preparing food and whatnot, but you carry drinks. I think that is absolutely acceptable. But also for me, I'm also very wary, like when I'm going to visit people, I don't like to go empty-handed. Like, it's just something, you know, something small. It doesn't have to be
a loaf of bread.
Chocolate.
Even if it's a loaf of bread,
even
you
if it's
take
a loaf of bread, I think it's
Exactly.
something small. Even when I go visit my sisters, even when I get to my sisters' houses, it's still about, you know, knowing my boundaries. I can't take anything because you may find her perfume and it's her husband who bought it for her. Now the husband comes in and you're the one who is smelling like it's like, what's happening here? So it's all about, you just know your limits. And even when I get to my sisters, even when I just want to drink water, I'm like, babe, can I have a
Maybe
glass
some
of water,
water.
and they are still very much, you know, confused and appalled by it. I'm like, but I just can't go and start be picking things from your house because it's not only yours.
I like the fact that you talked about a fridge. Have you met visitors who come to visit and the first thing they
help
open
themselves.
is the fridge? Okay.
They eat all your grapes, those ones. That's why I don't invite people anymore.
Well, let's take a look at some of the guest etiquette rules to follow, no matter who you are staying with or how long you are planning to be there. Of course, ladies, feel free to share your sentiments as I read out these particular rules. The first one is be clear about how long you are planning to stay. Now, make sure you're clear of the duration you stay with your hosts as far in advance as possible at their invitation. Of course, do not be vague or hope to extend your stay once you arrive. All of a sudden, you feel very comfortable. You like the bed, it is soft, you like the duvet, and now you're staying a week longer. Yet you're supposed to stay for one night, a sleepover. The next is do not show up unannounced. Now, I have a problem with this particular one. I like to surprise people.
Hey.
But also, I think the aspect of do not show up unannounced goes to how close you are with the person.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if I'm going to visit my sister, I don't think I would announce because we are close. I would just go randomly and say, surprise.
Really?
Flower. Yes.
Really?
Again, I
Come
think
on.
it depends how close you are.
I wanted to talk about the aspect of,
doesn't
you know,
matter.
how the proximity of the relationship you have with
Yes,
that person.
please
If they're
do.
maybe just a friend or they are,
An acquaintance.
An
Or it's
acquaintance.
babe.
Or family.
oh yes, or family. But I feel like still, however close I am to my sister, I would never bump into their house without saying, you know what,
Yes.
Rina, I'm
If
on my
they're
own. Are you
married or if
there?
they're single.
Whether
God,
they
they
know
know.
it.
married,
Either
it
way,
doesn't matter.
either way, it doesn't matter. You have to let someone know. Even
Yeah.
your mother, you tell her.
Yes, that's what, exactly. I think of that. Even my mom, I call, Mommy, are you home? Yes, I'll be coming home. I'll be coming at this time. You don't
Okay.
just show
You
up
don't
to
show up.
people's houses.
don't show
And
up.
those ones who like showing up unannounced at lunchtime.
Dinner
Dinner time.
Right in time.
Stop
Leave
it.
alone those who show up during lunchtime and
It's
dinner
rude.
hours. How about people who show up unannounced? On top of that, you have brought a +1. Even if it's a mutual friend. On top of that, you have brought a pet.
Oh yeah, like
You
like
know
a
there are
cat.
actually people, for example, you're the person you've come to visit is allergic to cats, and all of a sudden, you have showed up with your cat. So it's very important that at least you send a message. If you really must surprise them, at least do not show up with a +1 or even a pet.
Or
Well,
at 3 a.m. in the morning drunk.
from a bar. No.
Well, the next one is bring a thoughtful gift. A grateful guest always brings their host a gift, a little something. The word is a little something to show their gratitude. However, there is no need to hold something huge or extravagant all the way. The next is follow house rules. Now, the best way you can actually find out about house rules is by understanding how your host operates. For example, if you notice, do they move around with sandals? Do they have their phone on the dinner table? What time do they go to bed? Where do they put the dishes when they are dirty?
Do they
All these
raise
things
their
are
feet
important.
on the furniture?
Panage, talk about visitors who come and the first thing they do, it has rained, they're cuddling legs on the chair. Shui, what if my chairs are leather? And then you're putting your legs and then you make them dirty.
You can
and then all of a
ask.
sudden,
You're
I have
at liberty
clean
to
up.
ask. You're at
Some
liberty to
people
ask.
don't
You may-
ask.
and I
Some
do
things
it.
are
Just
no,
do.
no.
You
You
will
have
be
to
shocked.
read the environment.
You'll
As
be-
a guest, you ought to know that there's some things my host is comfortable with. There's some things my host is not comfortable with. It's
The
just
reason
like
I'm saying this, is there's some of us who have, it's called edema. Yes.
Swollen feet, yeah.
So you find that it's advisable that when you sit, especially in the evenings after having a long day, raise your legs. So you can ask and say, can I do this? If she allows it or they allow it, then you do it. If they don't,
okay. Well, the next thing is leave things cleaner than you have found them. Have you hosted guests and when they go, you just have to hire a whole cleaning company to come and clean
Yes.
the room they were in, to come and clean the bathroom, like they have left strands of hair, the nails maybe have fallen off, and all of a sudden you are just cleaning because you hosted someone. So I think it's very important that when you go to visit someone, leave the house cleaner than you found them. Ladies, parting shots as we end this conversation, what are some of those basic etiquette rules that you think that we haven't mentioned that someone visiting should know and the one hosting also should know?
I think for me, it's just important. If you're a visitor, it's important to ask questions. Ask, can I sit here? Because you may find that's the head of the household's chair. Can I sit here? Can I have a drink? Can I use your bathroom? Ask questions. It's important
Bathroom,
to ask.
yes. You
It's
don't want to
very
end up in a
important to
bathroom
ask.
that is used
Thank
by a big
you.
man.
For me, what I have to say about a visitor is make sure you don't loiter around. Yes, when you get to someone's house, access the communal areas. Those are sitting room, that's a sitting room, a kitchen, and that's it basically. So when you visit someone, keep your keep your manners in check. Don't find yourself in someone's bedroom and then the kid's bedroom, then you're wondering what's going on.
Eating the children's yogurt.
For me, briefly, just be a respectful guest. Ask where there is need to ask. Read the room. It's very important that you do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that winds up the conversation that we had for you this morning on our views in regard to guest etiquette. But parting shots is learn to flush the toilet. Stop visiting people and you do not flush the toilet. Sunrise at Sea continues. Don't blink.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's a beautiful Thursday. Much as it's chilly, it's still a good day to go out there and, you know, realize your dreams. Do whatever you have to do. If it's work, if it's errands to run, whatever it is you have to do today, wake up and go do it. Get yourself a cup of coffee. That is what Shivan said, and a cardigan so that you stay warm throughout the entire day. Well, we had amazing conversations on the Twitter jabs and even, you know, on our views talking about guest etiquette. The ladies have said it all. I couldn't say anything more. And that is all we had for you this morning on Sunrise at Sea. Keep watching CTV and don't blink.